Okay, everybody, Isabella and I just made our first ever paludarium, and we decided on a very cool river rockscape.
And next coming up will be another video.
Okay, so we made this beautiful rockscape paludarium here. In this video, we're going to show you how we made it and a bunch of the steps. But it is, Isabella, it's finally done. We're going to plug in and show you how our pump system works. You can see it way up in the back there. So here we go, let's plug it in. And we should have it flowing in a second. And off it goes. There we go. Water flowing down.
Is it just me, or is this a little bit too strong?
I think it's perfect, Isabella.
And why is there some dirt in here?
Because it fell in from the dirt that we just did. So
the springtails are gonna die.
Yeah, so we learned that this river tends to wash some of the springtails down to the bottom.
Daddy, guess what?
What?
Like right when the springtails are gonna hatch. Hey, I thought you just saw one hatching right now.
I don't think you saw one hatching, but we do have some springtails.
I saw a little springtail crawling on the water.
It was just a baby one. So, okay, we're going to stop the video here. And
I think it just hatched.
Did it? And we're going to walk you through some of the steps we made to do this beautiful paludarium.
And this moss is all dry over here.
It is dry. We have to spray that moss. It doesn't get very damp.
Maybe it needs some water?
You can dribble some of that water on, sure. All right, we'll see you in a little bit with the rest of the video. Design area, how we designed all the pieces for this. So I'll walk you through some of them. So this is our bottom, our sides. This was our front piece. That's the back piece with a little groove for the wire for the pump. And then this is our lid, or lid number 1. I don't know what happened to lid number 2, but somewhere it's here. And then going down to these, let me focus on these. These are all of the pump attachments we played with to get the water flowing down. These little pegs were for the lids so that they stayed in place. And then over here on the right, oh, there's the top piece hiding over there. Over here on the right, these were a bunch of braces. And these were for the plexiglass. We learned during the first one that the plexiglass just did not hold. And we siliconed it, but eventually when you filled it with water, it started to bow, and then the seals broke and it leaked. So we laser cut a whole new enclosure, and we 3D printed all these braces, and then we glued these on to all the corners, and that really helped to keep it from falling apart. Okay, here's Isabella with our first plexi cuts of our enclosure, and she's taping them off, and we're going to silicone them together after they're taped. They did fail, by the way, ultimately. We wound up having to rebuild the whole thing and use some corner braces, but that ultimately worked in the end. Now testing to see if it holds water. So far so good. We'll give it about an hour. Okay, so we've completed and tested this design, and it's sealed. We laser cut all these pieces. I have a little cutaway here for the power cord to sit underneath. I 3D printed this little valve to come out here to square off the waterfall. And then I've got these pieces here to create a lid that can be removable, and I 3D printed these little pegs to go in the holes. Here's another one here. Oh, that one came out. Have to re-glue this one here. Just use a little bit of super glue on these so it sits right in there. So, okay, and we're going to cut some foam and get this completed. Okay, now I'm just using the glue gun, and I'm gluing these lava rocks together to try to create like a riverbed. So I've got an outline of our enclosure here so I don't go outside the elements, and I'm going to build it up and then build more underneath as like a slight incline there. So got a big old bin of rocks. Okay, so we've got this all glued, and you'll see there's the spout, and hopefully it shoots down the middle and then runs down to the bottom. We are Going to seal this with expanding foam on the back.
Why?
Now we've got the underside here, and we're looking for little holes. Move your hand, Claire.
Hey.
And we're going to shove bits of foam inside these little holes to plug them when we spray it with expanding foam. We are going to seal the bottom part. Okay, so we've sprayed it with expanding foam and we're waiting for it to cure, and then we're going to press it down and get it into all the gaps. Okay, everybody, we have our official test. We have our lids. They seem to be working well. And we're testing it with a pump and the water, and it's working almost exactly like we'd like. We have the pump set really low, so we're going to have to come up with the right setting for that, because once we start growing things in here, we won't be able to adjust the pump. But it's flowing down the stream and into the pool at the bottom. What do you think, Isabella?
It's good.
Yeah. Okay. Can you put the lid on for me? Show everybody how the lid works. We 3D printed these little pegs in there so they don't fall off, just like that. And then you have the long one, and it slides right in, and those pegs keep it in place. All right, gonna order some plants up. Okay, we've now taken super glue and put it on all the glue areas. You still see a little, and then taking ground up powder of lava rock and sprinkled it over to cover it up. And then in our base here, we have some filter foam, some more lava rock, and our pump. And now we're gonna place it inside and start putting some substrate in. Here's the conclusion of our first version. So we have all the plants in, the moss, and the duckweed. There are no springtails yet, but in the next video you will see one with corner braces. That is a completely rebuilt plexiglass enclosure, and we had to move out all the internal parts over because this one ultimately started failing on the seams as the plexiglass started bowing out. Yeah. Okay, everybody, we're here for the finished product of our Paludarium. Isabella, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so here's where we landed. The first one failed because the plastic was too thin and the silicone edges were failing. So we 3D designed these corner supports.
Hey, Daddy,
yes.
And do you also show our fans my pet fish?
Yes, okay. She wants to say, here's SpongeBob SquareFish. Hiding in the back there.
They can't see him.
Under the filter, there's his head in the back. Okay, so this is our finished product, and I think it came out amazing. Way in the back is the head of the pump that pushes the water down.
I'm making pizza
and
for my springtails.
We've got moss, two different types of moss in here, Christmas and Java moss.
I'm making pizza for my springtails.
Okay, great, Isabella. And we put these branches across. And then we have two little, I think these are called like frog vines, because the leaves look like frogs or something like that. And then down here on the bottom, these little floating things. What are these called, Isabella? You remember these plants?
Duckweed.
Duckweed, you nailed it. Okay, and then in the second here, we're going to turn it on and watch the river flow. Oh, and we have a lid too, by the way, right here.
And I'm also making the springtails pizzas.
Okay, there are some springtails in here maybe, but they keep jumping into the water and dying. Okay, everybody, I'm here with Isabella. This Paludarium is a couple weeks old now. You can see the moss is growing in quite well, but we are going to plant one more small little vine right over here maybe. And then we're going to add some more duckweed, and we're going to add some more springtails.
Show them the vines that we're going to put in.
There's the vine, the last one we have. We're going to plant that in here. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so we're planting this in right here. Isabella, can you see it?
I see it.
And we're just tucking the soil and the roots down into this little hole.
Stop putting your fingers in the camera.
Well, I'm trying. We're not expert YouTubers here. Okay.
Yes, we are. We did like 100 YouTubes.
We've done like 3. Okay, so just trying to get this down in here. That looks pretty good. And then we want to put some more soil on top. Just sort of pack it in there.
That's what I do for my fairy garden when I plant some plants in there.
Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we got to figure out how we're going to drape this across here. Maybe wrap it around around that there.
Perfect.
What do you think? Or should we go up or down?
Maybe up.
Is it going to two different pieces? Can we do both? Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see if we can split it into two. Oh, we can. So let's do that. Let's send one of these up this branch.
Stop putting your fingers in the way.
I'm trying not to. It's kind of hard not to do. So we're going to go one up this branch and wrap it around. Ooh, that looks awesome. Okay, and then we're going to do another
Okay, they can't really see it.
down this branch.
But what if one of the leaves drops in the water?
That's okay. We don't turn the water on all that often. So it'll probably be okay.
We only turn it on when Elfie looks at it.
When Elfie looks at it. Okay, I think...
And Elfie was looking at it today morning.
Elfie was. Okay, I think we're
We
pretty
turned
good
it
there.
on.
What do you think? Does that look good?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're getting more duckweed. So we have a jar where we have some duckweed growing. And we're going to go down. Isabella's going to pinch some.
I'm pinching the rock instead. Oh.
Okay. Did you get some?
No.
Not really. You want Daddy to pinch it? You got one. Okay. Now put it in. Just dip it in the water. Okay, good. We're going to do this a little bit more till we have more duckweed. Okay, put it in.
Some in there. Put the rest in here.
Oh, careful. Get all that duckweed in the water.
It,
Okay, now we are adding some more springtails. So
where should we put them?
let's put some
Maybe some
up
up
here by our,
here?
up there. Sure, okay. Good, and let's put a little bit more dirt maybe on this side right here, okay? Now this dirt is full of springtails and with springtail eggs, so eventually they'll hatch. We've noticed that some of our springtails have been falling to their death into the water, so we've had to add some more. Okay,
And
one
these
more.
springtails hatch,
Maybe right over here with our new plant. Okay, that should do it.
But when these springtails hatch, they're just gonna go in the water again.
No, there's a lot that have been okay, but some of them, what happens is when they crawl around in here and then we turn the pump on,
Maybe some
they
of the
wash down to the
springtails
bottom.
ate Smarties, and then they won't go in the water.
Because they're smart. That's an idea. Yeah,
But do Smarties actually make you smart?
I don't think so. They just give you diabetes.